How's it going, YouTube, and welcome back to another Pokerogue run. And today I have made sure that both the game audio and the microphone are recording before I've hit the record button and continued on making this video. But regardless of that, we are going to be continuing off the run we started at the back end of yesterday's episode, where we do have our Meloetta ready and waiting to take the forefront stage. We also have Rhyhorn and Paris as our other Pokemon. But regardless of that, we're not going to really be catching any Pokemon that we don't think we're going to be using, even though obviously we can add some IVs to Pokemon that we have in our collection. I just feel like right now we want to try and just get through as many levels as possible. If we do start finding Pokemon that we do actually want to use, then we'll start picking some up. And I probably want to pick up at least one or two more before we go ahead and fight Ivy at floor 25. So we do have a naive mint, but I still need to look into Pokemon natures to know which ones are the best for certain Pokemon. So we'll just take the X special defense here. Zubat might be a Pokemon that we want to take. Obviously, triple arrows isn't the most ideal move to use, and I'm pretty sure that Confusion is going to knock out the Zubat here. I don't think we've got anything that's got poison in its moveset. In fact, we do. I think Paris does have some poison type moves that it can learn, so that was a little bit of a lie. We're going to take the Great Balls here. But at these early floors, it's going to be quite difficult for us to go ahead and probably catch Pokemon that we potentially want to grab, at least for the future of this run. I think after this particular biome at Plains, it's going to be a little bit easier to start finding Pokemon that we potentially want to go ahead and catch, because we won't be running into as many Pokemon that are obviously like normal type and that sort of area. So once we get into a biome that has a little bit more of a variety, then we'll go ahead and end up taking Pokemon there. So we do have Makuhita here, weak against psychic type moves, so once again we are just going to, well, I say once again, not really once again, but we are going to go ahead and use Confusion. And judging off of this particular trainer, I'm almost certain that all of their Pokemon are going to be fighting types, so Confusion is going to put in a lot of work to get through this trainer fairly easily. I'm quite glad we got through that Mankey fairly swiftly, because it did have a citrus berry, and if we did end up getting it down to like a low enough HP without knocking it out, it would have just eaten the citrus berry and healed up. We do obviously have one on Meloetta ourselves, so it is going to be quite nice to have that in the back pocket if we do end up needing it. We're not going to swap either our Pokemon out here. We are going to triple arrows into the Spearow and Ice Hammer into the Poochyena here, meaning that hopefully we should be able to get through these Pokemon fairly swiftly. Poochyena does go ahead and hit a bite onto Rhyhorn, which isn't ideal, but a triple arrows into the Poochyena means that we get through that floor fairly swiftly. So I'm not going to heal up my Rhyhorn until we are closer to being at the boss for the Plains, which I believe should be a gym leader, so it might be worth us potentially looking to catch a Pokemon. That Fletchling will be a very nice Pokemon to grab, I feel like. I just don't want to end up knocking it out, so I think we'll triple arrows into the Pidgey, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit a tackle into Fletchling here. Rhyhorn may end up biting a bullet, unfortunately, to be able to get this Fletchling, but I don't want to go ahead and knock it out if I can help it, solely because I would like to try and catch it if possible. I'm just going to throw a Great Ball here. We do get a Fletchling, and it does have Ember and Peck already. Quite nice IVs on the Pokemon as well, especially in terms of speed. So that is always nice to see. So we'll take a free potion here and chuck that onto Rhyhorn. Meowth here might have Fake Out, so we might end up taking, yeah, I was about to say, taking a bit of damage before we can then go ahead and knock the Meowth out. But that is perfectly fine. So Ultra Balls here are quite nice. I'm going to take an Ether onto Meloetta here, and we'll put it onto Triple Arrows. And then I am going to take the Ultra Balls here. And we do have Meowth as our boss, so we don't have to worry about a gym leader here. That's what I say, we do have Fake Out that's going to come out. Citrus Berry does get propped, and then we do knock out the Meowth with one Triple Arrows. So that is always lovely to see. And we are through floor 20. So hopefully we can start building a bit of a run here once again. We are at Metropolis, so that's not a bad area to go to, I feel like, with some of the Pokemon you can find here. Lillipup isn't one of those, unfortunately. We will take the Nugget here. Another Lillipup. Come on, man. Just give me something that's worth catching and worth having in the party. Because Lillipup just isn't that Pokemon I was about to say I believe, but Indeedee could be, you know. I don't want to go ahead and hit Triple Arrows. I'm going to hit a round, and then I am just going to throw an Ultra Ball here. Let me hit Sing, actually. Put it to sleep. That should help us then just throw a Great Ball and pick up the Indeedee. So I need to remember we do have Sing as a move on Meloetta, which will help us pick up Pokemon, so we can send them to sleep and then throw Pokeballs. So I know we have just picked up Indeedee, which is pretty much exactly the same as the Meloetta in terms of typings. But right now I feel like just having the Pokemon in the party is going to be ideal, and then we can chop and change them as we move. But we will take the Rock Blast here on Rhyhorn just for a better move instead of having, I can't even remember what we got rid of now, Tail Whip I think it was. Protect comes out from Patrat, but then we do hit the Triple Arrows for a knockout, and we are about to run into Ivy once again. So here we are just going to go ahead and spend a little bit of money just so we're able to have a party of Pokemon that are going to be quite handy for us against Ivy, and we will take the Citrus Berry on Meloetta as it is our main Pokemon for this run. But floor 25 for Ivy, obviously she has 3 Pokemon. We do have Reboot coming out as the first Pokemon here. Obviously Ground, Rock and Water are the ideal moves, but we don't have any of those, so we're just going to go ahead and hit a Triple Arrows and a Confusion. Citrus Berry gets propped again, so we will go ahead and Confusion into the Reboot, meaning we get through Ivy's first Pokemon. We could have potentially swapped into like a Rhyhorn there, just to try and mitigate the amount of damage that the Pokemon on Ivy's side of the battle could do. But it is what it is. We decided to stay in with Meloetta, and we managed to get through her first Pokemon. Indeedee wants to learn Psybeam. I definitely want to take that. But what do I want to take it for? We'll take it over Play Nice. I want to potentially keep Bat and Change, because obviously it swaps Indeedee out and brings in something else for us. Tranquil is the next Pokemon. Triple Arrows will be the attacks that we use here just to get through the Tranquil, because it is a normal type as well as flying. So obviously the fighting moves won't do as much damage as they normally would, but we can still get through with Meloetta fairly swiftly. And the final Pokemon is a Turnitin, which is interesting. We're going to go ahead, okay, not confused. Protect comes out from Turnitin, but we will hit a Confusion into that, ending up making Turnitin hit itself in Confusion, and we get through Ivy on floor 25 without too much of an issue. Meloetta was the only Pokemon we needed. Wants to learn Tita Dance. Do we want to take this move? It confuses the Pokemon around it, so it's not a move that we want to use in double battles, but we already have Confusion, which can potentially confuse targets anyway. So I think we don't take Tita Dance. I think we just go ahead and continue the run without that for now. It might be something that we use a Memory Mushroom for. But for this particular time, I think we just pass up on the teeter dance and continue on our merry way. So I want to take the... I'll probably want to take the elixir here, maybe. We will super potion our Meloetta just to make sure it's healthy. And then we are going to hit elixir as well. Triple arrows for the Lillipup. Again, it's a Pokemon we don't really want to be catching. It's not really going to be too helpful. Oh dear, I can't clear my throat today. It's not going to be too helpful in the grand scheme of the run. We'll take the X special defense here. Zigzagoon might be nice to grab for, say, pickup. So we will go ahead and hit Sing, followed by a Pokeball. And we do have pickup. That's lovely to see. So we will keep that Zigzagoon for the time being as our pickup mon. Fletchling wants to learn the move Flail. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Growl for Flail for now. And then we can always get rid of it in the future. So Sleep Talk. While it's asleep, the user randomly uses one to move its nose. Like, that's not too bad, but like there's nothing that we have that really puts itself to sleep. So just take an X attack for now. This Yamper could be quite nice to catch, you know. I'm not going to swap any of the Pokemon out. I'm going to triple arrows into the Herdier. The downside is I don't really want to be knocking out this Yamper. But Bulldoze might do it. Ice Hammer will more than likely do it. Smackdown might not. So we'll click that and see what happens. Wants to learn Horn Attack. I definitely want to take Horn Attack here. I think I'm going to take that over... I think we take it over the Smackdown, actually thinking about it. Okay, so we don't actually knock out the Yamper, which is lovely. We'll then hit Sing on Yamper. But first, I think we might just try a Ultra Ball. Okay, we don't need to use Sing, that's fine. Unfortunately, the IVs on Yamper aren't great, so I'm not actually going to end up taking it in the party. If the IVs were better and it maybe had like an electric type move already, it probably would be worth contemplating taking, but as it didn't have great IVs, I just don't think it was worth adding to our party there. Get rid of the Rat Attack quite quickly and easily. Indeed, these grew to level 17, which is lovely to see. I'm putting all the rare candies I have on Rhyhorn, A, to try and keep it up with Meloetta, but B, we can try and, what am I trying to say? We can try and get that up to the next evolution. I was like, what the hell can I hear? It's my phone with its morning alarm, which I'm almost certain I turned off. But we will go ahead and stop that. Right, Gym Leader Norman is our Gym Leader for floor 30 here. Definitely hit the triple arrows into the Chansey because it is super effective. Meloetta is now at 24. Rhyhorn's also at 19. Paris wants to learn Fury Cutter, which is a move I definitely want to take. I'm probably going to take it over Absorb. And I know that you're probably thinking, oh, but you can heal with Absorb of your Paris. Don't know how much Paris is going to be used at these early levels, but Fletchling is evolving, which is already lovely to see. And we grab ourselves a Fletch Inder. And it wants to learn the move Flame Charge. So, we will take that over Flail, I think. Because Quick Attack would still be quite nice to guarantee a knockout. Everything else is gaining XP and levels. We'll take Pin Missile over Tail Whip for Zigzagoon, even though we're probably not going to be using Zigzagoon all that much. It is mostly there to be a pickup mon for us. We will definitely take the move regardless. I'm not going to take Helping Hand solely because we don't really run into too many double battles. We do get through Gym Leader Norman fairly swiftly there. All normal type Pokemon, so Triple Arrows just pretty much gets rid of all of the all of the Pokemon coming out from Norman, and we are beating him for the first time, I think. So that should give us a decent chunk of tokens for the eggs. And we do have Zigzagoon that has now evolved into Laloon, which is nice to see as well. Wants to learn the move Slash, which I think is definitely worth taking. We'll take it over Headbutt here. I want to try and keep COVID if I can to try and steal some items off of opposing Pokemon, but we do get the Egg Voucher Plus, allowing us to once again grab some eggs, which we'll do before we take on the slums, which I think would be also fairly nice to find some Pokemon in, especially poison type Pokemon. But our tickets are gonna go into the shiny up machine, so I want to try and get some more shinies if I can. Like an epic shiny would be awesome. If you guys haven't tuned into the videos on Card Breaking Gamers, I'd highly recommend you doing so. My egg luck on that particular channel has been insane. There's a couple of videos that will be coming out next week where the eggs that I get are just incredible. So definitely check out that particular channel if you haven't already. But we are just going to go and hit sleep on Grimer and then throw a Great Ball and see, I was about to say, see if it's worth adding to the team. And with those IVs, unfortunately not. So we will pass up on the Grimer, but Sing into a Pokeball for us is lovely. It just allows us to have a better opportunity at picking up the Pokemon we want to pick up. So I don't know if Sing's ever really going to be a move that we get rid of. Plus, when we do get into tough battles, Sing putting the opponent's Pokemon to sleep would also be ideal. Oh, hello. Egg Voucher Premium. That is the first one of those we've seen. We get 10 pulls out of it, so we are 100% going back into the shiny machine here. Let's see what these 10 pulls get us. Come on, machine, give us something nice here. We've got 10 eggs to give us, to potentially give us something incredible. So far, only commons, which is not ideal. We do get one rare. Come on, epic would be awesome. Even a guaranteed Pokemon would also be awesome. Another rare. Do we get anything good? Okay, 2 rares, the rest were commons. So our luck on this channel isn't as good as it has been on the Card Breaking Gamers channel, but it is what it is. We've still got some very nice Pokemon in our collection, but once again we'll catch this Grimer here. Those IVs are worse than the first one, so we won't be taking that one either. Obviously it is adding IVs to the Grimer that we have in the collection, but it would have been nice to see a decent IV to potentially add to the team. But once again, we're going to Sing the Coughing to sleep and hit the Great Ball. Again, the IVs are not great. Like, I would be adding some of these Pokemon to our team if we had reasonable IVs, but the IVs we've been getting have just not been very helpful at all. Meloetta wants to learn Acrobatics. I think that would be worth taking over round here. Flying type move, always nice to have, especially if we run into the likes of bug fighting grass Pokemon. I'm going to take normal Pokeballs here, and we are against our first Plasma Grunt of the run. So triple arrows almost knocks out the Lipard that gets obviously swapped into. But we are going to go ahead, I was about to be like, go ahead and hit our Psychic type move, but I completely forgot that's not going to work against Dark type Pokemon, because they are super strong against Psychic type Pokemon. I kind of misread my typing sheet. We will take Acrobatics for the Fletchinder, and we'll take it over Peck for sure. And then we're back into Herdia, so we use the triple arrows there, and we get through our Plasma Grunt enemy pretty swiftly. Obviously, it got a bit hairy for Meloetta in terms of me clicking the incorrect move, but regardless of that, we did end up getting through the Plasma Grunt fairly swiftly. So Spore induces sleep, which is always quite nice to see, but I think we're quite happy with what we have here. Stun Spore, we could swap out, I guess, Spore for Stun Spore, but I think Stun Spore we keep hold of maybe. Actually no, we'll take it over Stun Spore, Because at least if Meloetta gets knocked out, we can always use Spore to put things to sleep instead. So either way, we do manage to get through the Plasma Grunt. We're not going to teach Rest. It would be quite nice to have it if we did find Sleep Talk again, but obviously right now we didn't take Sleep Talk to begin with. Do I want to take... I'll take the Ultra Balls. I was contemplating the Rare Candy there, but I'll take the Ultra Balls. We will once again... There we go, I was about to say, we will once again sing this coffin to sleep, and we'll throw a normal Pokeball, which it comes out of. Please don't knock out my Meloetta. There we go. The IVs on these Pokemon. Please, game, give me a Pokemon with decent IVs. I would like to add something else to my party. Take the normal Pokeballs. Ooh, I don't really want a Wormadam. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want a Wormadam. I was contemplating it for a second, but I was like, I've already got Paris, which is a Bug-type Pokemon. We don't need Wormadam in the party. I think the one Pokemon I might be tempted to swap out is our Indeedee. Just solely because we've already got Meloetta with the exact same typings. I was about to say, please just hit hit the sing, Meloetta. We'll go for a Great Ball again. Wow. Wow. I don't want my Meloetta to go down here, if I'm perfectly honest with you. So, Grimer, you're being a pain. You're being knocked out, my friend. We aren't going to take Follow Me. Again, it's a good double battle move, but that's about it. And that's nice to see a Max Potion here, just to save us a bit of money in terms of the potion side of things. We don't want a Raticate, so we are just going to go ahead and use triple arrows. Obviously, we flinched on the first bite there, unfortunately. Meloetta wants to learn Psybeam. I will definitely take that. I think we take it over Confusion, even though obviously Confusion does confuse. Psybeam is the one to go for there for sure. Paris is evolving. I think this is the first time we've actually had a Paris evolve into a Parasect. We've come up against Parasects, but it's the first time our own Paris has survived the run long enough to be evolved into a Parasect. We'll take a normal potion here. Ooh, okay, Coughing is always a nice Pokemon to see. I don't want to knock it out, that's the thing here. So we'll go with an Acrobatics. And then I am going to go ahead and hit Sing. And we are going to throw... Oh, okay. Still two. I thought we had already got it under the halfway mark, but we hadn't. So we'll Sing again, because Coughing woke up super quick there. And we do catch the Coughing. That's a bit more like it for IVs. Would we actually put it in for Indeedee though? Probably not. As much as I've been trying to catch a poison type Pokemon the whole of the slums, the IVs haven't really been that ideal to actually add the Pokemon to our party. Rhyhorn wants to learn Stomp. I don't know if we take it, you know. Obviously, Bulldoze, we want to be careful when we use it. But yeah, I don't think we take Stomp. I think we're quite happy with the moves we currently have on Rhyhorn. But our first few eggs are hatching. Natu's nice to see, and those IVs are actually really good. Calm Mind is the move with, or the egg move, sorry, that we get with the Pokemon. We get a Tepig. Again, adding IVs to our starting Pokemon, always nice to see. Wave Crash is its egg move there. Poochiena, I'm pretty sure we have one, so it's adding to the IVs, which is lovely. Jawlock as the egg move, and last but not least, we have a lovely Croagunk, again adding to the IVs of our starting Croagunk we have in the collection, which is always nice to see. So right now I'm not actually that upset about any of my egg hatches, but we are now in a fighting area, obviously construction. We don't actually have any base fighting type Pokemon, so it might be worth potentially considering a Pokemon on this biome. Do I have an ice type Pokemon? No. I don't, but I'm pretty sure Rhyhorn has an ice type move, so we'll take it for now. Ironically, speaking of that particular Pokemon, we'll go with triple arrows. I think it might be worth catching this Rhyhorn just to add to the IVs of the Rhyhorn we have. It doesn't even add any IVs. Unfortunate. Adds us some candies for the Pokemon. But yeah, the IVs don't quite get buffed at all. But next set of eggs here. Let's see what we get. A Charmander. And it does add some nice IVs again. Lovely. Bitter Blade is the egg move we get with that Charmander. Next up is Pidgey. Another start we have. Add in some IVs to that as well. Doesn't really add any speed, unfortunately. But next up we have a lovely Swablu. Decent speed on that. The IVs aren't too bad, I don't feel like. So we'll definitely take that, and Floaty Fall is the egg move coming with it. Next up we have a Hoppip. Adding to the IVs we already have, it does add quite a lot of speed to our Hoppip, which is always lovely. Next up we have a Bellsprout. Doesn't do anything for IVs, unfortunately. I didn't actually see what egg move it had, if any. Blipbug. The speed on that's actually insane, but like max HP attack and max HP and attack aren't great, unfortunately. Next up we have a Spirities, or Spirit Z even. Again, not bad IVs on that at all. Special defense is quite low, but everything else is quite well spread. We get Wish as the egg move, and our final common egg even is a lovely Bound Sweet. Adding a few IVs to the one we already have, and Aqua Step as a egg move. We are taking the map there 100%. And we have Officer Caleb with his single Houndoom. So we cannot use our Psychic type move because it's not going to do anything. So we'll just go ahead and hit Acrobatics twice to get through the trainer. Get some, obviously, levels on our Pokemon as well. And we are through Officer Caleb. So right here, I'm going to take the, Super Potion, and then we will take the rare candy for Rhyhorn. Ooh, Magneton would be quite a nice Pokemon to have, for sure. So I'm going to hit an Acrobatics, which doesn't do a lot, actually. Psybeam doesn't look out, that's fine. And then we will sing. Stop avoiding the attack, thank you. And then we will throw a Great Ball. And we have a Magneton in the team. And the IVs aren't terrible, like the speed isn't great, but the defense is quite high, as well as the attack. So we are going to add that in instead of Indeedee. Because as I said, we've already got Meloetta, which basically has the exact same typing as Indeedee. That full heal's really nice to see. So I am going to go ahead and Super Potion Meloetta first. Then we will take the full heal. So we have a Hitmonchan here, which is the first time we've run into Hitmonchan during these runs. Hitmonlee is my preferred Pokemon out of those like two Pokemon. If I were to be like, I need to catch one for my run. I would like to try and get a fighting type Pokemon, and I would imagine like the Pokemon to take out eventually will be Linoone. But I only want to go ahead and pick up a fighting type. We haven't actually had a Drillbur yet in these runs, in terms of like trying to catch one. Not really fussed about catching it now, but I may do so eventually. So Echoed Voice is quite interesting, but I don't know what we would take out for it. I don't think we really take it out. Excuse me. Take anything out for it right now. I think we're quite happy with these 3 moves for the time being. So we can always learn that with Memory Mushroom later on. So we will leave Echoed Voice for now. Trick Room's interesting. We'll take the Super Potion. Another Hitmonchan. Go ahead and just Side Beam that. And then we will probably go to floor 50 for this episode and then call it a video there. Fletchinder wants to learn to move Agility. Not really fussed about that right now. Ooh, Thunderstone. We will definitely use that on our Magneton to get us into a Magnezone. Lovely jubbly. We like to see that. Oh my days. I want to catch this Pokemon so bad. I just don't want to knock it out. Psybeam? Yeah, Psybeam's definitely the way. Hurt itself, sing. Oh, we have a Duraludon. Its IVs are terrible though, but I might just use it for the sake of using it. It is one of my favourite Pokemon ever. The IVs are not great though, that's the only issue I have with it. But just because it's Duraludon, we are going to take it over Lanoon. We should have checked Lanoon's items realistically, but I wasn't expecting to run into a Duraludon there, going to be honest. Do I want Slash? If I do, what do I want it over? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. We will take X Defense, I think, here. Excadrill is such a nice Pokemon as well. Of course, we have a Sandstorm. Oh, the speed on this is insane. Ooh. Ooh. I'm sorry, Parasect, but you're going. You are going. Half of my Pokemon are asleep, but as long as we get through this boss, we will end up having them. Dragon Tail? Yes, please. Yes, please. I'm gonna take the Super Potion first there. We're gonna full heal all of the Pokemon that are asleep. We will Super Potion here and here. I know I'm using a lot of my money here, but I want to, oh, Machamp. I love Machamp. I love Machamp. Such a cool Pokemon. We don't have any fighting types either, but like, what would we take out for it? Maybe Fletchinder? Yeah, possibly Fletchinder actually. Quite possibly. Woke up immediately? Are you serious? Are you serious, Machamp? I'm just gonna have to knock it out. I'm not taking any chances. Oh, I don't have to knock it out. Okay. Okay. We'll take that. Sorry, Fletchinder, but you're being released from Machamp, I'm afraid. We have some very nice Pokemon here. We have some very nice Pokemon here. Yeah, we'll take Home Claws off, I think, for now. And we get a Golden Pokeball for reaching that. Oh, I think we go Dojo, right? Obviously, fighting types, we have, not in DD, we have Meloetta to get through the fighting types quite easily. With, obviously, Psychic and stuff. Not switching Pokemon because it is that time to save and quit. Alrighty guys, so that is going to do it for this particular episode, or video should I say, of Pokerogue. We've managed to hit floor 50, so we are once again building quite a nice run for ourselves, and we have caught some insanely good Pokemon in terms of names. Some of the IVs, like Duraludon's IVs, aren't amazing, but I just feel like having that particular Pokemon in the party is going to be so beneficial, as well as the other Pokemon we've caught, like Machamp. We've caught, obviously, well, we've managed to evolve evolve into a Magnezone. My brain has completely forgotten the middle name. It was Magnemite, something, Magnezone, Magneton? Yeah, Magneton. So we managed to get a Magnezone regardless. Obviously, as I said, Duraludon and Machamp as well. Still have Rhyhorn, which we're waiting to get into its next evolution. We have Meloetta as well, and the last Pokemon actually eludes me now. Can't remember what it is, but regardless, we have a fairly nice team to continue this run with, so I'm hoping that we are able to get back to floor 100 and surpass floor 100 as well. But regardless guys, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, rating and subscribe to the channel. Also ring that notification bell as well, that'd be greatly appreciative. I'll leave links in the description down below to my other channels here on YouTube as well as my social media. But as always guys, I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.